Rob here from Unimedia, and in this video we are going to go through the Elementor theme style editor. Stay tuned. At Unimedia, we help companies to grow and thrive using the latest tools, tricks and marketing techniques. From websites to online marketing, automated sales funnels, social media and much more. We're always releasing new content on our YouTube channel, so make sure you click the like, subscribe and notification button to make sure that you don't miss out. Just before we get going, I want to tell you about an exclusive offer we have on at the moment. We're giving away free access to our paid Hub platform to the first 50 people that click the link in the description. We're going to be putting this link in the description of all of our videos, so make sure that you get in there as quick as you can. Within Hub, we have created over 100 training videos in 13 courses, including a course on how to build a website using Elementor. You'll also find recorded webinars and a host of other free content, so remember to click the link in the description. Let's get on with the video. Hello, in this video we're going to show you how to set the theme style of your website. This means that when you drag the heading element over into your web page, it will be styled already how you want it to look, and that's the same for text, forms and buttons. This will save you a lot of time. We have made individual videos for each element which go into the details of changing content and style for each one. However, setting a theme style means that you won't have to go into so much depth when you drag these elements over, but those videos are there so that you can have a good understanding of how those elements work. So to find our theme style, we're going to go to the burger at the top left and we're going to click theme style. The first thing you'll see is this box here that says, in order for the theme style to affect all relevant Elementor elements, please disable default fonts and colors from the settings page. Now I'm going to show you how to do this right now. So we're going to jump over to the settings page. As you can see then, we are now in the back end of our WordPress website. We've clicked Elementor, we're in settings, and now we can see that we've got the checkboxes for disable default fonts and colors. So we're going to select those and click Save Changes. Let's now jump back to our page and edit the theme style. So you can already see that the presets that Elementor have gone. This is now some plain text, plain colors, and we are now ready to set our own theme style. So top left again, theme style, and our first option is to change the background color. This will set the default background of your pages to the same color when you create new pages. When you change the background of a section though, this will overwrite that color. I'll show you in a moment what I mean. So for our background, we can put in an image if we like. We can put a solid color in, and we can even have a gradient. I'm going to go for a solid color. Bear in mind, if you do put an image in, for example, there will be some other options. So position, fixed, repeat, no repeat, and size. But I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to put in the dark blue that we use across our websites. There is a video on how to use this color picker tool. It's a tool you're going to use a lot, so I do recommend you go and check that out. So just a moment ago, I mentioned that this color will be applied to all the pages we create from now on. However, when you set the background color of sections, this will overwrite this. This is just the background color of your body. So if I now just click update, jump out of the theme style, I'm just going to go to this section here, change the style, background color to the orange quickly, and you can see that that overwrites the background color. Let's now remove that, however, and jump back into our theme style. So the next option we want to change is the typography. We're going to set the default colors and fonts for our headings and our text. I'm only going to change the headings of H2 and H3. You can also do this to H4, 5 and 6, but in this example we aren't using those. But it is a good idea to set all your presets when you're doing this. So the text color typically is white for our websites. This applies to all the text, including headings inside the body, but we can overwrite this color for the headings in a moment. Body typography, we like to use Josephine Sans, so I'm going to type that in. There is a video on how to use this typography tool. Go and check it out. Again, it's a tool that you're going to be using quite a lot. I'm going to change the font size then to about 1.1 and a weight of 300. I'll close that window. We've got paragraph spacing. So if we did have paragraphs, that would be a default space between each paragraph. I'll just leave it on 13 for now. We've then got link color. I'm just going to quickly jump out of this. I'm going to click update. I'm going to jump into our text editor and add a link. So blue button. Let's just link this first part of text like so. Click update. We'll go back up to the theme style, back to typography, and we can see that it's this pink color. I'm going to change it to the green typography. I'm actually going to leave it as it is. I want it to match the body text. We've then got H1, H2, H3. On this page I only have H2 and H3, so we can see how this changes. I'm going to leave this as white. The family I would like to be a Matic REM. Let's go with a large 5, weight, bold. Now H3 I want to also be white. Typography, Amatic again. REM, slightly smaller. Let's go for 2.8. And we'll leave the weight as it is. And don't forget, you can do this to H4, H5, H6 as well. Let's close typography down then. So we've now set the defaults for our headings and text, as well as the default background color of our web pages. Now we need to do our buttons. This is our current button down here. Typography, Josephine Sands, REM, size 1.3, weight 300. You can see how this changes on the form button as well as the button that we've dragged in as an individual element. We then want the text color to be white. Background color I'm going to put as the orange. I'm going to put a small box shadow on there. I'm going to reduce the transparency to 0.25. I'm going to put a border on there, a solid border, a width of 5. No radius. Radius is how round the corners are, but I don't want that. I want sharp corners. Border color white. We've also got hover options, so we can make the text color change if we want to. I'm going to leave it on white though, and I want the background color to change to the green when we hover. We can also have different hover options for our box shadow and our border types. I'm going to leave these as they are, as I don't want those to change. They will keep the settings that we've set in normal in this instance. We've then got the padding of our buttons. I quite like the default, but I'll show you how this works. This adds space between the text and the borders of our buttons. I'm going to leave this on the default as I think that's a nice even amount around. Let's close that tab and we will move on to form fields. So the first option we have is the labels. That is this block of text above the field. You can turn these off in the field element. Again, there is a video on how to use the form element. Go and check that out if you want to add forms to your web pages. But for now, the color, again, I want to keep white. I am setting this to white, even though we could leave it clear. I just want to make sure that it is definitely going to be white on all browsers, even though we have set the body text to be white by default. It's just to be sure. Typography, again, we can see that this has inherited the body text. I'm going to put Josephine Sands in, and I want the size actually to be slightly larger. Then we've got the field text itself. Again, Josephine Sands, REM, and I'm actually going to go for just a standard one there. Close that. Underneath we've got normal and focus options here. The text color by default is this grey. I'm going to change that to white. So the background color then I want to be this green. I'm not going to have a box shadow for these, but I do want a solid border. I want it to be 5. in width, white again, and with a radius of 0. Again, we have padding options here, but I'm going to leave those as default as I like them as they are. So the focus then is the field that you have currently clicked on. I'm going to keep the text color as white. The background color I would change to purple. I'm going to leave the box shadow, and again I'm going to leave the border type as this is already set in the normal settings and it's just brought through. We've then got the transition duration, and that's how long it takes for the field to change to the color that we've just set. I'm going to put that up to max to show you how this works. Click into the message field and that takes a while, whereas if I reduce that, click back into the message box and it changes quickly. So I'm going to leave that as it is there. So next thing we have are the image defaults. I'm going to put a border type of solid, width of 5, color white, border radius 0. I'm going to leave the opacity as it is. I'm going to put another box shadow on, and I'm going to reduce that to 0.25 as well. We can also put CSS filters in there as defaults. I'm actually going to leave that. I like all my images to be left alone. There is a video on how to use the CSS filter tool. Go and check that out if you do want to use it. But this means you could set images as blurry or black and white every time you upload them onto your page. So I'm just going to click the back to default there. Let's now go and add an image to this page, and we can see how this has affected our theme. Let's click update. Let's click the X. We'll add an image in. We can already see that the border has applied and also the box shadow, but let's select one of our images, insert, and there you have it. We can see that we've got our shadow, we've got our border, and this will apply to every image that we put onto our web pages, no matter what page we're editing. So at the beginning of this video, I said that the purpose of setting a theme style is so that you no longer need to change the style of every single button that you drag in. And I'm going to prove that case to you right now. When I drag a button in, it will already inherit these settings from the theme style. You no longer have to go through style on content. It's worth noting that when you do go into individually style your elements and you set different colors, for example, this will overwrite your theme style. So the last option you may have seen in theme style then, let's go back, is the custom CSS. If you know how to write CSS, this is where you can put it so that it applies to your web pages. That's all there is to it when it comes to setting the theme style of your Elementor website. It's a great tool, it saves a lot of time, but do make sure you become accustomed as to how to style individual elements, as it's going to be a really useful skill for you to know anyway. Don't forget that when you have finished updating your theme and you are happy, click update, and we will see you in the next video.